Welcome back to another episode of Fringe
Beyond Limits.
How are you guys doing?
Peachy and tired.
Oh, yeah.
All in one.
Peachy and tired.
And I feel like I'm getting really high in this caffeine right now.
Ooh. Have you ever been high before?
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You were high? What were you high on?
Simple weed. Allegedly.
Like simple? What does simple weed mean?
Just regular marijuana. I don't know what kind of marijuana it was.
You don't know? Was it oregano?
It could have been.
That's a thing.
I know it's a thing.
It could be
I've tried
dandelion.
You smoked oregano?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get high?
No, but so I had a friend, we were spending the night, and I heard this theory that oregano, because actually it's not even a theory, the ancient Romans actually used to trade oregano as something to get you high. But anyway, we didn't have rolling papers, so I had notebook paper. I was in like middle school, okay? And my friend and I were spending the night, and my sister we have the window open. Screens popped out so you could throw the ash out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister's like, "Are you burning pizza in there?" It didn't get us high, but it made us hungry. And we wanted pizza.
That's amazing.
I did not expect you to bring that up, but that totally brought a whole story and memory back.
I did not bring that up.
Well, you said, were you smoking oregano?
Well, okay.
Somebody else has heard of this.
No, I've heard of people selling oregano instead of weed to...
Well, yeah, if you're not paying attention, almost looks similar.
I guess. I don't know.
But one smells like pizza,
I'm
and
straight-laced.
one smells like a skunk.
No, I'm straight-laced. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't even swear.
Allegedly.
No, that's all real.
Is that your alter ego?
That's bullshit.
See, that offends me. I'm very offended.
I can't even take you seriously.
I know. So, all right. So, how's everyone's week?
I got a new mattress.
You got a new mattress?
Yes, it's little things. This when you're a grown up. I became a grown up today, or actually, it was yesterday I did that.
So yesterday you were a grown up for the first time?
Yeah, because I bought a mattress.
All right. Not getting married or buying a house. That doesn't count.
No.
It was
Any old schmo can do that.
all right. So
Find a mattress takes a lot of you have to make sure the bed is good. You have to find one just right. It takes a lot of thinking and strategy and yeah.
So the image that just popped into my head is you guys are at the mattress store and Brianna's being normal, right? She's, laying on them. How does this feel? And, she'll flip on her side. She'll flip on her other side. She'll lay on her back, and just goes down the row of mattresses.
Like Goldilocks.
Right. I picture Brian in the middle of the mattress, just dry humping the shit out of each one to see how it feels. And then he'll flip over on his back and dig his ass into it to see how it'd feel being ridden.
Do they ever sell those mattresses, the demo mattresses? Because if they do,
that's
then
a good question. I'd be kind of scared.
I would like
Brian
it.
does that. I don't know.
I think they do. They probably do have on floor sales sometimes with these.
Now, what I would like to know is when you guys go buying a new couch, does Brian check out each couch by burying his face in the cushions? I was going
to say we actually are been looking for couches too.
Is that the way he does it? Because he likes to be ass up, face down.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm trying to figure out. He's been doing the whole ostrich thing when the ostrich puts their head in the hole.
I'm sorry, say that word again.
Ostrich.
Okay, you didn't say that the first time, did you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was too busy.
I was probably blending my words like I normally do.
Yeah, it was like ostrich.
Ostrich.
Blending your words. You were saying one word. You blended all the letters together.
There's too many vowels.
Listen, now it sounded like you said wash my sister sauce.
What?
Never use wash my sister sauce?
No.
Really?
Worcestershire sauce.
It's wash my sister sauce.
Oh my God, that's what you were trying to say.
No, that's not. That's exactly what I was saying. Never heard that before?
I've never heard it called that before.
I call it that all the time.
Well,
yeah.
Sounds gross.
Wash my sister sauce?
Wash my sister sauce.
Oh, that's great. It's good for you.
Yep.
All right. So all right, so I'm happy that we're off the rails already. I love it. So, so things that keep you up at night, right? We're going to continue this trend.
Yes, sirree boob.
I love it. So, who would like to go first this week with their little.
I'll get it out of the way since you're going to make fun of me.
You always say that, and you're only right half the time.
Oh, but you'll make fun of me for this one.
Okay.
But it's real.
Oh, like instead of like the fake ones we talk about?
No, it's just...
Hey, those aren't fake. Those are legit.
Okay.
So if you've ever tried like meditating and they say, concentrate on your breath, whatever. When I think about breathing, it's hard to fall asleep because I'm thinking so hard about breathing that I either stop breathing or I'm breathing.
Same.
So wait a minute. So when you concentrate on your breathing, you stop breathing?
Well, because I'm so hyper aware of it, it's like, do I breathe now? Am I breathing too much? Like it's weird.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Am I going too slow? Am I going too fast? It's like all I can think about is my breathing, and I don't know what else to think about.
So it stops all the other chatter, but then you're like turning purple because you're holding your breath or something.
Well, with me, I go down a rabbit hole, and I start thinking about other stuff that has to do with breathing, and I think about other stuff with that, and meditating doesn't work for me. Yeah.
I think you guys have issues that need help immediately.
Been there, tried that, didn't work.
You should keep trying.
But when you bring hyper focus to breathing, it doesn't just automatically happen. You're thinking about it and you're controlling it whether you want to or not.
Well, I'm thinking about it right now.
Thinking about chopping you.
I know. Well, please do, because I like that.
I've always noticed too when I start doing that, like think about my breathing, I also start getting dizzy.
You'll get dizzy from thinking about your breathing.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to make sure I'm doing it correctly, and I think I do it too much or something to where I start getting lightheaded and dizzy, and I can't do anything else. So I'm like, my back has to be against the wall now because I feel like I'm going to fall over.
I think anytime you think, you fall over. I don't think it has anything to do with like the topic.
Just the mere fact of thinking.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think all the blood rushes out of your brain. And you get dizzy and fall over.
Yeah, it's a problem.
All right. That's fantastic.
Who's next?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Brianna because I can't wait to hear.
I actually have a good one this time.
Sure you do. Just did you fall over from thinking about it?
No. So this is something that I've been thinking about the last 2 weeks. And then I thought of my dreams. I've been realizing all of my dreams that I have, even the ones I had in the past, never take place in a place I recognize. It's always a make-believe place, or who knows if it's make-believe, but it's never a place that I know.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then I start thinking about, what about those. There's like that theory that people have that when you dream, you're getting a glimpse of yourself in a different dimension or a different world or whatever. Like,
or from a different perspective. Yeah.
Right. But it's just so weird because like every single time I'm thinking about it now, every single time I've been waking up the last 2 weeks, all the dreams I had that night, none of them in a place I recognize.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because, depending on what your beliefs are in dreams, like you're either someplace else that is similar because your brain is trying to make it comfortable for you, or it's just so different because what happens when you dream is your brain goes, oh, let's fuck with them. And it just opens all the doors to all the fucked up shit that, is in there. So, well, I mean, that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
like with me, when I dream, if I'm in a familiar place, like I will think I'm like, oh, this is the house I grew up in, but it's not the exact same.
Yeah.
Like there'll be a different room and different feeling, different environment, what have you. But like to me, it's the house I grew up in, right? So yeah. So I mean, dreams aren't 100% true unless you have prophetic dreams, which I'm sure that's a topic for a different day.
I don't know if I agree with that statement.
Oh, you don't have to. That's my opinion.
Well, you said it is fact.
Well, I say everything is fact. Doesn't mean it's fact. That's why I sound so believable. No.
Negative.
Okay, so what did you not agree with it?
That dreams aren't real, that they're just to fuck with you.
Some of them are. I don't think every single dream is real.
But what's your definition of real? See, we can go down a weird rabbit hole with that.
Yeah, no. I mean, real would be the reality that we currently live in.
I have a feeling when I know what our future topic one day is going to be. Dreams.
Yeah. Dreams and... Oh.
I'll just bust out my dream book.
Yeah.
And I'll just read you stories.
That's story time with Lynette. I think that's an
Dreamy Time Corner.
Yeah, I think there should be a new, like a weekly
spin-off.
Are there
this episode?
Yeah. Are there going to be unicorns and fairies?
I've never had dreams about unicorns and fairies, but in case my mom is listening, yes. Dreams of all the unicorns and all the fairies.
So if you don't want her to listen, you just start off with saying unicorn, and then you can go on with what you really want to talk about.
Episode 1.
I think it would be a dream of your mother as a fairy riding a unicorn.
Oh, yep.
I think you'd get her nightmares with that one.
Things that keep me up at night.
Unicorns and fairies. Now, when you say fairies, do you mean like the mythical creature fairies, or do you mean like...
Yes.
That would be awesome. All right. So I actually do have a real one as well, because this one actually kept me up one night this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was laying in bed, touching myself as you do.
Like your nose, your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butthole.
Yep.
So I was thinking about like paranormal investigating and how most of pictures, visuals of ghost spirits are taken in the infrared light spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking about how we perceive light and how we only see 1% of the light spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was wondering, how does our vision really work with light? So I had to Google this. And I found out that when we're seeing something and we're not really seeing the actual object we're looking at, right? So I'm not exactly seeing the walls, you guys, this microphone. I'm seeing how light reflects off of it,
Mm-hmm.
which then led me down a rabbit hole of, if we only see 1% of reflective light, what the fuck are we not seeing that's around us?
Right.
It's interesting.
So, like, I go back, and then I went back to the movie Predator. Lynette, have you done that movie?
Nope.
Bree, have you done that movie?
I love Predator. It's one of
Okay.
my favorites.
So
sci-fis.
you know when he cloaks himself.
Yeah.
Basically, that technology, all it's doing is just letting the visual light that we see pass through and not reflect off of him.
Right.
So, which there's technology being built or probably already out there that works like that. So, what the fuck are we not seeing?
It also reminds me, you know the TV series Grimm?
Yeah.
I remember at one point they just explained why he sees it, because it's like there's something in his eyes that's, I forgot, like some, I don't want to say DNA, but like something that like he has but no one else has in their eyes. That's why he can see the true faces of everybody.
Were you going to say denable?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say denable, and that was going to be a new word.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But it kind of reminds me of that, even though you're talking about like colors and reflection and stuff like that. It's like almost the same concept. Like he has something that he can see, but other normal humans cannot see because of that one thing that's in his DNA.
In his DNA.
In his eyes, yeah.
Do you know what DNA is?
I'm trying to think of a good thing, but I can't think of anything. So
okay,
yeah.
We'll skip that. But yeah, so
like what the letters stand for? Is that what you were?
I was trying to think of something funny for each letter, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
My mind wasn't working that fast.
Does it ever?
No.
Okay. So I just kind of like wonder, like, what is around us? Like we really don't know the concept of reality because we cannot see what's really around us.
Right.
So curious, is there any type of device that picks up all the spectrum of light at once? Do we know? I don't know. There's just
do we know what the whole spectrum of light is, or is it?
Yeah.
But do we know, or is it just what our measurable devices?
I think we do know, just because since we only see 1% of it, we'd have to know the other 99%. You know what I mean? Like we couldn't put a number on it.
I don't know.
But I'm just curious if.
Or maybe we just know 1% of what we do know. Or we see 1% of what we do know.
Maybe. But I wonder if there's a device that picks up all 100% of what we do know. And I would love to put that into a haunted spot and just have it run for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and just pay somebody to review it because I'll fall asleep. Yeah, that's what kept me up at night this week. So
yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, what would you do if you could see more things? What if it was scary things? What if it constantly looked like you were walking into a wall? Would you be like... I
would be at a standstill.
Well, but knowing what you know with what you can see, you can walk through it now. But like, what if with your extra sensory vision, you feel like you're enclosed in a box and it appears solid?
That would then give me claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia?
I did that for...
From Joyzy?
No, I did that for Brianna. So she's not the only one.
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
Oh, there's an R in it?
There's an
Yeah.
R. There's always has been. We talked
It's
about this
always
in
been
another
there.
episode.
Claustrophobia.
Got it.
Yep, there we go.
Like a boss.
You know I'm going to forget this like 2 days later.
Today, now, you just forgot it now.
Shh.
So, all right. Well, that was fun. That was a fun little journey into what keeps us up at night. Listeners, what keeps you guys up at night? We still want to know. We want to know so it keeps me up at night. And don't let it be as stupid as what Bree and Lynette think. Please.
Hey, mine was a
guarantee
good
you-
one today.
Probably not.
I guarantee you there are others out there.
That when they
That when you think
think
about breathing,
they stop
It
breathing.
messes up. No, not just stops breathing. It messes with your breathing, and then it.
And it messes up your meditation.
Right, but that's not all you said. You said that you stopped breathing and turning
No,
purple.
or you breathe too fast, or you're just hyper aware of it. Either way, it's disturbing, or not disturbing. It's distracting from trying to fall asleep.
It defeats the purpose.
I think this podcast defeats the purpose of any intelligence life out there looking for us.
Oh, that's why we created this podcast.
For
People that
I mean, some yokels in the backwoods of somewhere get picked up by aliens. I'm pretty sure they'd be interested in us.
well,
Yeah.
what state? What state do you think those yokels are from? If you had to pick,
Chong
where?
what?
I just made up a word
Yeah, I know.
because I don't want to call out any one state.
Oh, what? Like what?
Chong.
Kansas, Kentucky,
I would go deeper.
Alabama.
There we go. There we go.
Amba.
Ambalamba.
What about Mississippi,
Yeah. Listen,
Georgia?
if you guys,
She's like naming the
yeah,
whole.
if you guys are from any of
Ooh,
those
Florida.
states,
Gotta get the Florida
listen,
panhandle.
if you listen, number one, people from down there don't have electricity. They can't listen to our podcast. So
Arkansas.
yeah, that's fine.
Might have like
Louisiana.
burner phones.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you guys are offended from those states, you can email Brianna at fringebeyondlimits.com. You can send her all your hate mail.
Wisconsin.
Well, no, Wisconsin is the Alabama of the North. That is 100% true. They will fuck anything up there.
Beer, cheese, and guns. Yeah.
Beer, cheese, guns, and sisters.
I love Wisconsin.
You don't forget the brats, the big brats.
Let me introduce you to my cousin sister.
From Wisconsin.
No, definitely not from Wisconsin.
His sister from Wisconsin.
Your what?
I said your sister from Wisconsin.
I don't have a sister from Wisconsin.
Now you do. I don't know.
No. All right. So
Anyway.
now that we're
Shipwreck.
way off of, now we've run a bow. What are we talking about today, guys?
Portals.
Portals.
Not portholes.
Oh, all right. No, not portholes.
Portals.
Potholes?
Portals.
Portals. Yeah.
So, like, would my brown eye be a portal?
Maybe to some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portal.
You
to
get E. coli on the other side.
This is true. or it could be heaven.
For whom?
Not me. I'm very sensitive.
No, but like different types of portals.
Yeah. All right. Like what? Like
Naturally forming ones, for example. Folks, talk about mountains, caves, that sort of thing, or ley lines. And, there's also the scientific community that talks about like black holes and string theory and,
Do you think a black hole is a portal?
I don't know. Some might think so. Some don't think so.
What do you think?
I think it's a distortion of time and matter. So, and we've never tossed anything into one that I know of, or no one's come back on the. What was that? I did see a movie.
You did a movie? When did you do a movie?
She did a movie.
Interstellar.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I have
It was an
not.
okay movie. What? Okay.
That's the one with
1 point-
what's his face? All right. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I can't
Mississippi.
Matthew McConaughey.
remember. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Wisconsin again.
No. Anyway, Interstellar. So what did you think of it?
I thought the theory and the concept was interesting about how time is either sped up or slowed down and all of that, depending on the other side. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is scientifically proven depending on how fast you're moving. Time either speeds up or slows down for you. I think the closer you reach the speed of light, the slower it goes, right?
Do you believe they exist?
Yeah, I do. I'm not sure we have the technology to be able to interact with them yet. But I do think there's something to them. I do think that there is something going on there, whether it be something like a black hole, something to do with naturally recurring ones, like, where's it, Sedona? They say there's a lot in Sedona, Arizona. And I'm sure other places in the world, like the Himalayas, I think, where Buddhist monks kind of hang out. So some natural portals are caves, mountains, and water springs. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, it was just a couple that some indigenous tribes believe to be portals, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in traditional Southeastern indigenous Native American beliefs, the cosmos is considered as 3 layers: above world, below world, and middle world. Which one do you think we're in?
The flat world.
I'm going to strangle you.
I was just trying to get a reaction.
Yeah, the reaction is being strangled.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No.
Little
She realized what she said as she was saying it. She's like, no.
Yeah, little Freudian slip. Yeah, I like that.
Coffee hasn't set in yet.
Yeah, sure. Sure, it's the coffee. Above world is the sky, associated with creative forces, the abode of perfect spirit beings, and the souls of ancestors. Below world is watery and unformed, associated with destructive forces, inhabited by imperfect spirit beings and monsters. Middle world is the earth's surface, floating above the watery below world, inhabited by human, plant, and animal communities. In Indian mythology, stories tell of spirits, beings, or heroes crossing the borders of these realms for various reasons. Spirits to create something if they are benevolent, or to cause destruction if they are not. Heroes to avenge some wrong or to gain some benefit for their people. That's also very closely related to Greek mythology, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Because I think they're all connected.
Do you?
I do.
All right. I mean, I see the connection right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
In these stories, the ability to move between the worlds is a sign of power. Sometimes it is shown by special magical possessions of a hero character. Sometimes a powerful spirit being has combination features of animals belonging to more than one world. And sometimes the story uses location to indicate this crossing. For instance, in an Osage creation story, believe their ancestors descended from the sky. The Osages believe that the people of the sky...
Isn't it Osage?
Is it Osage?
I think it's Osage.
Osage?
You sound French when you say
Osage or Osage?
I think it's Osage.
Okay. The Osages believe that the people of the sky, Zisho, and the people of the earth, Hunka, came together to form the children of the middle waters, Neo-Kanskan. These sky people were said to disembark from the branches of tall trees. What are you shaking your head at for? Did I say that wrong?
No, I was impressed that you got through that.
Well, I am multilingual, so I'm actually pretty good at sounding things. That's why I sounded French there for a bit. That's what happens when you...
I did not hear any French in that.
Listen, I will... you. This is so off the rails. In a Kado story, the ancestors climb up from below world and emerge on the earth's surface through the mouth of a cave. In both examples, extremities in middle world act as portals or doorways. In the first case, it is heights, the upper limbs of tall trees. In the second case, caves, earth openings that lead underground. Is this also where the hollow earth theory came from? Possibly.
I might have a little nod to that later on.
Look at that.
Whether you believe it or not, I figured it was worth presenting.
Oh, absolutely. It's worth
different theories.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's good. I'm happy that I'm already ahead of the curve.
It's the only time.
Pretty much. Very often in mythology, a sacred place is a mountaintop or a cave or a well or spring or other water feature. These are all crossing places between domains. A high mountain links the earth with the sky. A cave links the earth with the underground. A well or spring or lake is a place where water from below bubbles to the surface. One fascinating example of rock art in northwest Arkansas indicates an interest in the theme of portals between the worlds. This pictograph panel shows a horned figure with a round head and downturned arms. The horns are filled in with red paint. The figure is drawn above a horizontal fissure in the rock wall and looks as if it is emerging through this fissure from underground. The arms are shown from the elbow slightly raised and then the forearms bent down. This gives an energetic appearance as if the figure is lifting itself over the edge of the rock. Below the fissure are 2 parallel vertical lines suggesting the figure's lower body. A possible interpretation is that the shaman's wearing horned headdresses, traveling in spirit form through a portal between the world and below world. Perhaps they are returning from their spirit journey and their bodies shown so indistinctly by the parallel lines are still in the other world. It's very unique, very fun to kind of think of how these different...
I just found it really interesting that many different cultures believe in these landmarks, if you will, having some sort of connectivity or power or transporting, but certain folks.
So one thing that I thought of while reading about the whole water part, have you guys done the movie Constantine?
Negative. Yes.
So one of the cool things is that, spoiler alert, John Wick's character is having the chick go and like see hell. He puts her in a bath of water, and he says that water helps them travel between worlds. In Celtic lore, it is believed that trees could be home to deities, fairies, and demons. Fairies were thought to live in the hollows of trees, referred to as fairy doors. And it's thought that by touching these, one could experience potent healing magic or perhaps even discover a portal to another world. Because the Celts believed that trees could house deities, or that they could even be deities themselves, the Druids had very strict regulations about trees. In the ancient Brennan laws of the Druids, it was stated that doing injury to a tree was akin to doing injury to the gods, and perpetrators could be brutally punished for felling or harming a tree in any way, even sentenced to death for it. So for the Celts, sacred groves were akin to temples and were places of immense spiritual power, deserving of respect and reverence. Most of us have seen or are familiar with the Celtic tree of life, which depicts a tall oak tree with outstretched branches that bend down towards the earth but do not touch the ground, and a tangle of upward curved roots that reach toward the surface but again do not touch. And this tree is encircled in a braided ring that encompasses it all. In some versions of this image, this central oak tree are two similar oak trees flanking either side, one showing the tree in winter and the other in summer. The Celtic tree of life was a revered symbol, considered a portal to invisible worlds and a source of sacred knowledge guarded by the most enlightened ones. And trees can be portals to the future and to the past. So, does the trunk of the central tree portray a portal between worlds, you guys think?
That the imagery, that's what conjures up in my mind. I think there's almost as a tunnel, a portal, a tube, a pathway between the heavens and the underworld.
Between the heavens and the underworld. So then where would the middle world be? Wouldn't we be like the middle world?
Yeah. So we're kind of caught in the middle. I mean, you can take the symbolism of that tree a couple different ways. You can take it from like a religious standpoint. It's like we're in the middle between angels and demons, and they're fighting, over us, that sort of thing. But there's also that interconnectivity between the two and how they're all encircled together. I find very fascinating. I've never really looked at that symbol in this way until kind of working through this article. But it also, and again, you brought up Hollow Earth, but the image of it also kind of gives that imagery, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then, do the other trees then depict realms or dimensions?
That's kind of, I should share this image with you, but that's what it looks like. It looks like it's a cyclical pattern, and that, in a sense of, if it's a portal, the image is almost like a fractal.
Okay.
The image that I'm at least referring to. So you have the tree in the middle, and then you have two trees on either side of the main tree. And if you were to continue to zoom into each one of those side trees, you would get the same image over and over and over, which in a weird way drew the connection of a fractal type portal, of that you're moving through wherever you're going in life through these portals, but you don't necessarily know where you're going to go, and it's all a big picture that unfolds in and of and around itself exactly as itself.
Okay. So the Celtic tree of life is a fractal.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Sure. So is it never ending? Is it self-replicating? Is it interconnectivity, pattern of existence?
Yes, actually, I think all of the above.
All of the above. How so?
So okay, well, how do I simplify this down so it's easy to make sense? I don't know. Because it makes sense up here, but sometimes it just doesn't come out of my mouth and make sense. But okay, let's assume you are in the trunk of the tree. You're on the earth plane or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you ascend up and reach higher, or as you descend, whichever, based on your path, your vibration, your choices.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the top of that tree as a fractal, you're almost at the bottom of the next tree.
Okay.
And then, but that's also not just a vertical type of transition, it's horizontal length width.
Okay. So do you think this is a physical or a spiritual moving up and down?
Well, I guess I think it'd be more a spiritual representation, but obviously Celtic tradition believed in actual tree groves or trees themselves as portals. Like, so a different example is I went hiking in the woods and there was a grouping of like 6 to 10 trees, all within smaller than this table, but they were big trees. And when you stood in the middle of it, there was this weird vibration. There was this weird energy that like all the hairs on your arms like prickled up and stood up.
Okay.
Was that a portal? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was something that was very different from when you took one step away from standing outside this cluster.
Okay, that's interesting. So some cultures believe that fairy rings are portals to another world. The most well-known type of fairy rings are circles of mushrooms that are commonly found in forests and open grassy areas. The name fairy ring comes to an old folk tale that suggests the mushrooms follow the path of fairies dancing in a circle. Folklore has made many attempts to explain their enchanting growth pattern. English and Celtic folklore believe fairies or elves create these rings by dancing in a circle, causing supernatural changes in the geography. German folklore calls fairy rings Hexenringe, literally witches' rings, and meaning the circles that witches form while dancing. In France, they are called Ronde de Socres, also witches' rings. In Switzerland and Russia, they concealed hidden treasure which fairies or witches could help reveal. For thousands of years, the sudden appearance of rings of mushrooms was a sure sign of otherworldly presences. These rings would seemingly appear overnight or travel from one location to another with no clear rhyme or reason. Not all fairy rings are formed by mushrooms. A lesser-known type of fairy ring has been observed in the spirals of Iceland's mossy lava fields. The difference here is not where the grasses and mosses grow, but where they don't. These sprawling lava flows have presented places where more than one ring of missing vegetation in the area overlaps with another, creating strange, winding patterns in the grass and moss. Often the grass inside the ring is dead and withered, and has a clearly different coloring than the grass outside. Not only are the appearance and disappearance of these rings odd, but one need also remember that when lava's flows are formed, large pockets of air create deep chasms, caverns, lava tubes, and holes one might fall into, never to be seen again. You think that's real?
I've never heard of these lava fields, which if you look at photos of those, they're just eerie because it's flat and moss.
Yeah.
But there's these rings that are forming in them. And then, I never thought of the concept of you're walking along the ground one day and oops, you fell down a hole.
Right.
And maybe that's why there's legends of those being portals there.
Yeah. So many legends involve mortals entering fairy rings and the consequences. If you dare enter a ring, many myths warn you will die young. You also become invisible to the mortal world, unable to escape the ring, or you are transported instantly to the fairy realm. Either way, you will be forced to dance around the ring until you die of exhaustion or madness. And for those who are lucky enough to escape, you might also experience a distortion of time and space. Go in and come back years later, unaged, or to the opposite, enter for only a minute and exit a few months later to find you have aged rapidly on an entirely new location. Another tradition from Somerset in the 20th century says that a murderer or thief who enters a fairy ring will be hanged. So, do you think these are just fairy tales? Or do you think those are real?
I don't know. The thing that really stood out to me is, these legends of saying that you'll become invisible, you're unable to escape, you'll descend into madness or justice is served. Like, could that not be a link to another dimension, another reality?
Or could it just be another tale to
scare people?
Yeah, scare people, or
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, or even respecting the environment. Let's not ruin the environment.
Well, it's like fairy tales are other words like fables, because fables kind of teach you a lesson, or like it's just something that comes from the truth, but they made it to where it sounds either way worse than what it is, or they just put a lot of like or untrue things in there to get people to think a certain way.
So again, going back to the...
Would you stand in a mushroom fairy circle?
Yeah, I would stand there and pee in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you stand in a fairy ring, Brie?
A little part of me probably would.
Like 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Yes. I would literally just be like, toe in.
You're going to just straddle it.
But what if your toe died? Oh.
If your toe dies? Listen, my toe fucking died. Is that a...
I didn't.
No, you meant that. Just because I'm missing a toe on my foot.
Bye-bye,
Sorry.
toe.
I'm being toeist.
You are. You're being... Just because I can't stand toe-to-toe with you. God damn it.
It backfired on me, that joke. I feel bad.
Yeah. Guess what else all backfired?
Your butt?
My butt.
So predictable.
Yes. No, but I would totally stand in the fairy ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if fairies looked like Tinkerbell, I would totally bang one.
Tinkerbell with a B.
Tinkerbell was Julia Roberts
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Hook
in Hook. Did you ever do that movie?
with Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is...
Yeah, but I don't remember her in that movie.
Yeah, she was Tinkerbell.
She was younger, obviously, in that, so
Yeah.
vaguely.
Thanks, genius. She was younger 30 years
And
ago.
like she has super short hair because of Tinkerbell. So
Oh,
again,
super
it doesn't
short,
look
short.
familiar.
Super
but
short.
Super
super short.
Yeah, she was Tinkerbell in that movie.
So that's the only Tinkerbell is Julia Roberts, Tinkerbell fairy.
Yes.
Told you my mom wouldn't listen to this episode.
She listened to any of them.
No.
No. All right.
I can also picture Lynette, instead of going into the circle mushrooms, she'll be picking the mushrooms.
Probably
for
be
herself.
like,
She's
nom,
oh, mushrooms.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this fairy ring real quick.
Yeah.
Nom, 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 nom. Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, we won't spend too much time on this topic today as we discuss the stone ape theory, which we're talking about hallucinogenics here.
Mhm. Yep.
Now, psilocybin may have played a role in the environment of human consciousness, according to last week's episode,
Mhm.
but it's worth mentioning that there are some belief the effect of hallucinogenics have on the brain and how it opens up neural pathways is a form of portal opening. Users' experiences can vary, but nearly all claim to experience the world in a different and abstract way. Everything from both visual and physical encounters with God, the devil, human or nature spirits, color, taste, sensations, and sound. So allegedly, if you guys have allegedly taking any of these alleged hallucinogenics, have you allegedly encountered any of these alleged visual and physical encounters with these alleged beings or sensations? Allegedly?
I allegedly experience different colors.
Yes.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I have allegedly still not done any of these.
Well, one thing that's like kind of interesting with that is while the symptoms, not symptoms, but users' experience may be classified and lumped into a similar category, people have reported like different. So what is it? Is it DMT where they see the little gray peoples? Like almost everybody.
The worker elves, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like what if DMT is the key to that dimension, that portal?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, what's the other one? There was another one, I think, with salvia that people experienced, hundreds of people experienced a very similar reality that you didn't necessarily have if you were smoking weed.
Right.
Or doing ayahuasca. Do you do ayahuasca? Drinking ayahuasca?
I mean, you could do it in ayahuasca.
What's ayahuasca?
We talked about it last week.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the root from this tree and the vine from this tree. Yeah.
It's one of those things that in one ear and out the other ear. It's hard for me to retain that knowledge.
I'm happy that you are a contributing
Member of society?
member of this podcast.
You're welcome.
Jesus.
Hey,
Well,
I do some research on my own with some of this stuff, and I still don't remember the next time. So
Yeah. No, you should get that just checked out.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't know, maybe.
just like how I had to study for tests, I had to do it like multiple times before it stuck in my head.
Yeah, there's probably a growth happening somewhere that you should get an antibiotic for.
Maybe.
So, and also with ayahuasca, they also encounter, they call this being Mother Ayahuasca, where it's this motherly, loving, embracing, accepting figure, and multiple people have experienced this.
Yeah.
This thing. So no, I'm game for ayahuasca. Whenever you guys want to do it, you guys just let me know. We'll purge together. If we can hold hands while we shit, that would bring joy to my heart.
I'll pass.
And then we can experience Miss Ayahuasca together. All right. So a ley line is a straight line that connects significant locations on Earth, such as prehistoric sites, ancient structures, and landmarks. The idea originated in the 1920s when Alfred Watkins, an amateur archaeologist and photographer, noticed straight lines connecting ancient sites in the United Kingdom. Watkins believed the ancient societies intentionally built structures along these lines for navigational purposes. Some people believe that that ley lines have special powers such as carrying supernatural energy or influence human health. For example, some theories suggest that ley lines can enhance the energy flow in a person's body when they are nearby. Others believe that ley lines are invisible power lines that conduct magical energy, that the places where ley lines intersect have pockets of concentrated energy. People have often found special significance in the unusual landmarks and geological features surrounding them. High mountain peaks and majestic valleys may be viewed as sacred, for example, while deep, dark caves have often been considered the domain of the underworld. The same is true for roads. In 1800s, on the British Isles, many people believed in mysterious fairy paths, trails connecting certain hilltops in the countryside. It is considered dangerous, or at the very least unwise, to walk on those paths during certain days because the wayward traveler might come upon a parade of fairies who would not take kindly to the human interpretation.
Do you think Sawney Bean lived on one of these fairy trails?
No, but I was going to say that these parade of fairies turned into Pride Month in June.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So... If ley lines are pathways of magnetic energy flowing from node to node, some nodes absorb and some push out magnetic energy. Lines can be used to send energy to and from remote nodes, also so they could be used for communication between nodes. They are also sources of power that can be tapped anywhere along the route, but it's more difficult to do than at a node. It's easier to tap them where they cross each other. All right, I hate
node.
I hate saying that word node. I feel so weird saying it. Like, yes.
Node. I can't even say it. No. I was like saying it with an accent. I don't know why.
Now, does that sound like workings of a portal?
Node. Oh, I said it.
There you go. I don't know. Energy amplification. You got messing with magnetic fields of the earth going on in there. Well, one thing I want to know is, did those ley lines exist prior to the construction of buildings, temples, pyramids? Or did the building of pyramids, temples, buildings create a ley line? Chicken or egg on that one?
Yeah, I would tend to lean towards it if they are real. The ley lines existed before the creation, and these ancient people were able to tap into them somehow, and that's why they built these sacred sites on them. Now, it is just because that's more feasible to me than thinking that these ancient people built these structures and sites and they so happen to be on the same...
No, what if they caused the ley lines? Like, you can draw a straight line between anything, I guess right?
You could. I guess so. If you
have...
So all the energy...
higher concentration of quartz crystal, which we know has energy and, it's in your watches and it powers things like that.
Right.
Did they create the ley lines?
Well, I would say that these quartz or these caverns, wherever these quartz crystals or these different types, wherever there's an abundance of them, created the ley lines, but they were able to be detected by ancient peoples with somehow, either through their own religious practices or if they just had technology that was lost to time, and that's why they built said sites there. But I think these ley lines were there before any kind of construction were built, just because I think that is more feasible than just these ancient sites being built, and the energy that was created at worship there then created these lines that would line up. Like I think the reason that these structures were built was because of the ley lines instead of the other way around. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Bree?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for chiming in there. Geographical and paranormal triangles. Now this is interesting. We have all undoubtedly heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but what if I told you there are a dozen triangles around the world, dubbed the Vile Vortices by Ivan T. Sanderson in 1972? These areas on the Earth's surface have reported numerous anomalies where the planet's natural electromagnetic fields are stronger here than anywhere else in the world. Vile vortices are supposed to be spread equally in 12 parts across the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, and include the North and South Pole. The main reason each vortex of these 12 vortices is called vile is because they cause events which hamper the routine course of one's life. In 1973, 3 Soviet scientists,
Good luck with these names.
Nikolai Goncharov, Vyacheslav Morokov, and Valery Makarov, extended Sanderson's theory in
I
the
like
article.
the accents.
You're very welcome. Is the Earth a large crystal? Published in a Soviet science magazine. They postulated that a matrix of cosmic energy made up of 12 pentagonal plates covers the Earth. The article claimed that the junctions of any 3 of these plates, 62 junctions in all, possessed unusual properties such as advanced prehistoric cultures, unique wildlife, or other mysterious phenomenon. So like a phenomenon. So, where did all these planes, ships, and people disappear to? For example, like the Bermuda Triangle. What do you guys think? Do you think these are just anomalous things that are explained naturally, or do you think there are some sort of supernatural things that happen to them?
I think it's something naturally, like something that we just haven't discovered yet, and it's still not known, obviously, because it's still like a disappearance and mystery, whatever. But my choice will go to naturally.
I think it's just a fluke that ships and stuff go missing in these areas. I mean, if you millions of flights, millions of ships over the course of the centuries, and a couple hundred disappear. I don't know.
Wow, that is a new take for you. Wow.
I mean, part of me wants to believe it's something else.
Don't we all?
Right. But sure, I think it's weird that they haven't found most of these, but the ocean is pretty big, pretty deep.
Yeah, most of the ocean is still not discovered. So you don't, like, if they sunk somewhere after, like, they get destroyed or whatever, like, how do you know? You might not be able to find them. They could dissipate. And I know they said that wrong word for that.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what dissipate means.
I'm trying to think of the word I was trying to think of. Like, not dissolve, but like when your body, like...
Words are hard.
Decompose?
Decompose, thank you.
Forest.
You're not nice. Lynette's nice.
Well, I don't know what happened to the rest of my notes here, because there were more things on there to talk about.
Yeah.
The different, like some of the bigger known cases of like missing flights and...
Yeah, like the
Malaysian
the squadron.
flight and
in the 1940s, these 5 squadron army planes that went out for a routine exercise and got disoriented and all disappeared, and they have yet to find them.
What about Amelia Earhart?
80 years ago.
Amelia Earhart, isn't that like...
Who?
Amelia Earhart.
Who? Say it again.
Am I not saying her name right?
Say it again.
Amelia Earhart.
It's Earhart.
Earhart.
Amelia Earhart.
I wasn't doing that.
You're being mean. You're being nitpicky.
Oh, I'm not.
We can talk about how you pronounce those Soviet names.
Yeah, let's do that. I would like you to correctly pronounce them.
No, but there have been at least 84 documented missing flights since 1948, which that's a relatively small number.
I would like to know the number of flights that actually fly through these areas, though. I would like to compare those numbers.
True. It'd be interesting to see if that.
Yeah.
But there's also, and these don't get as reported as often, but there are hundreds of flights that go missing up near the Aleutian Islands and in the Alaska area, which is one of those vile vortice triangles. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's all about percentage. And I agree with you. So I would like to look at the other number, I mean, 84 out of 1 million. Yeah. But what if it's 84 out of 100,000? No.
Right. Then your numbers are shifting. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Well, some theories suggest that black holes could be portals to other universes, dimensions, or wormholes. According to NASA's website, black holes don't provide shortcuts between different points in space or portals to other dimensions or universes. Black holes are also not cosmic vacuum cleaners. They don't suck in other matter. From far enough away, their gravitational effects are just like those of other objects of the same mass. However, the same NASA article does say massive objects like black holes can bend and distort light from more distinct objects. This effect, called gravitational lensing, can be used to find isolated black holes that are otherwise invisible. meaning black holes can bend time so much they can wrap around itself. This is because black holes create strong gravitational fields that curve and stretch the fabric of space-time, which is what we perceive as gravity. So, if a black hole can bend time so much that it can wrap back on itself, would that potentially create a paradigm where dimensions can overlap and impact one another?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a astrophysicist or any of that.
Come on,
I mean,
don't sell yourself
I
so short.
I stated, what do you say, a Motel 6?
Yeah, no, you said the Holiday Inn Express.
Same. Aren't they the same? I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, do hotels.
Yeah. What's that one symbol? I don't remember what culture uses it, but like the snake that's eating its tail. You know what I'm talking about?
Nazis?
Is it?
No.
I was like, I don't know. But to me, that's representative of time being circular and can overlap on each other.
I want to say it's India, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, or that could also just be, that snake thing could just be time repeating itself. Just history repeating over and over again, because we never learn.
Mm-hmm. But haven't they postulated that if time makes this loop, like what's the analogy? You take a piece of paper and you fold it on itself so it makes a little donut. But that if you compress that you could travel between the two different times, parts where it's narrowest.
Yeah, you could create a portal.
Yeah.
Or a hole, and that would be the shortest point from point. Yeah, because they do say that space is flat like that,
like the Earth.
No, I'm gonna choke you, not in a good way. No, but that space is flat, but not like a piece of paper, but like you just explained, to where you should be able to go from point A to point B through one of those wormholes instead of going all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, NASA can say it's not true all they want, but they're studying it. They're trying to figure it out.
Oh, 100%.
They're just going to tell us it ain't true for the next while. They probably already know.
Is that your official statement?
They know. They know.
That's official?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. No.
Inside source.
Okay.
Inside source.
All right.
The source inside my head. Not just yet.
Not yet. All right, good. Some scientists believe that black holes could be wormholes to other galaxies, and that supermassive black holes could be entrances to traversable wormholes that allow spacecraft to travel through space-time. However, the lead researcher of a study published in Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society says that we know very little about the internal structure of wormholes and don't know if they exist at all. Hyperspace travel. Some say that rotating black holes could serve as portals for hyperspace travel, allowing people to visit other star systems or dimensions. So I do think that wormholes are a thing. I think I've said this in a prior episode, that I think that when you pass and you see that light at the end of the tunnel of light, that is a wormhole to another dimension or spirit realm, or
the opening of another vagina.
The opening of another vagina, or buttholes. Or buttholes.
Or buttholes, yeah.
Some people are
a baby born out of butthole.
Some people are shit out.
That's not a thing.
No, yeah, shitty people are shit out.
Oh. No, they're just shed on when they're born.
They're just shed on. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. All right. Well,
I can see where you get confused.
Yeah. I do.
Because your poops are the size of babies.
Well, that, and I think women pee out of your butts, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Like a bird.
Okay. Birds do that? All right. I'm good with all this. So, according to NASA, the Earth's poles are not literally portals in the sense of a doorway. The Earth's poles can be considered as points where the Earth's magnetic field connects with the sun's magnetic field, creating temporary magnetic portals that allow charged particles to travel between two celestial bodies. These portals are called flux transfer events and are considered a phenomenon where the Earth's poles act as a conduit for interplanetary magnetic connections. I don't understand that. Do you want to explain that?
Which part?
Yes.
Well, I pulled this from NASA, but they're talking about... So the reason why I wanted to discuss Earth's poles is because some people think the Earth is hollow and that you can slide down a tube from the North Pole and end up on the South Pole and vice versa.
Okay.
While the term portals are used in the scientific community, it's not used in the sense that the layman uses the term portal.
Okay.
It's just magnetic information that's in particles that they're kind of saying that transfer between the sun and the Earth based
Okay.
on magnet.
Okay.
So it's still above my pay grade, and people still believe the Earth is hollow, though. Do
Yes.
you believe the Earth is hollow?
I'm going to have to say no.
Do you think it's filled with magma?
I think it's filled with something. I don't think it's hollow.
Your eyebrow twitched like you were going to say something dirty.
No, I was not.
Like he was holding himself back.
Yeah, no, I was not, because I would just say it. But yeah, I don't think it's hollow. I think it is what it is, a planet filled. I mean, the plates have to float on something, so
The firmament.
the firmament, no, the firmament is above us.
Oh, I see. That whole concept breaks my brain. I don't understand what they're trying to say.
Well, it's because it's stupid. That's probably why.
Because firmament, I think, firm like bottom stand on, not firm above my head. Anyway, keep going with the floating plate.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably a layer of lava that we float on, because where else would lava come from through a volcano? I mean, that just
From
makes
your butthole?
Dude, I have had some lava come out of my butthole.
Yeah, that's why I said from your butthole.
Whew. That was a rough couple days.
Too spicy burritos?
No.
Or enchiladas? What were they, enchiladas?
Neither. It was giardiniera pizza.
Oh, I thought you were telling... Anyway, you had giardiniera pizza that turned into bottle rockets out your bum.
Yeah, so they didn't drain the giardiniera sufficiently enough, so all the oil mixed with everything else just turned into lava.
En fuego.
Like, I understood Johnny Cash's song Ring of Fire, because that's what was happening to me.
Do you think that's where the mythology of fire-breathing dragons came from?
From your butthole?
From your butthole?
I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I considered sitting on ice because it hurt so much.
My husband can relate to you, because I made something really hot once and he just said his butthole was on fire after eating that stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But your husband is a toolbox.
Toolbox.
And it wasn't that hot either. He's just like a weenie
Yeah. Well,
when it comes to food, too.
Yeah. He also goes to a very nice Greek restaurant and orders a falafel.
He didn't get a falafel.
Yeah, you're right, because
He wanted a
No,
gyro.
he wanted a gyro, not
Same
falafel.
thing.
No,
Listen,
it's different.
it's the same
Falafel
thing.
has
Very different.
chickpeas.
It's the same thing.
Falafel's chickpeas.
Listen.
Chickpeas. I said chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a chick fee to enter.
There usually is. It's called dinner and drinks. All right. So let's go into some astrological events. Some say that astrological events such as solar flares, solar and lunar eclipses, meteor showers might open up temporary portals on Earth. On October 28th, 2021, a massive solar flare unleashed a blast of charged particles in Earth's direction. The geomagnetic storm resulted in the display of stunning auroras, but did this powerful solar event also open temporary energetic portals? National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, also known as the NOAA, uses a 5-level system called the R scale to indicate the severity of a X-ray related radio blackout, ranging from an R1 minor to an R5 extreme. On October 28th, a category R3 geomagnetic storm erupted from the sun's surface, reaching Earth a few days later. A level 3 geomagnetic storm is considered strong and can result in minor disturbances to high-frequency radio signals and low-frequency radio navigation. Matthias de Stefano.
Come on, you should know how to pronounce that one.
Duh, come on.
I scrolled too far down
on
the thing, so I'm totally like,
okay.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Matthias de Stefano.
Matthias de Stefano, host of Gaia series Initiation, happened to be in Oregon during the profound solar event. These storms from the magnetic field of the sun affect all the planets around, and of course, when they hit Earth, they change the pattern of the magnetic field of the planet. De Stefano said, so that opens portals all the time because it moves the energy of the planet and makes the geometrical patterns have to restore and readapt to something new. In 2012, NASA published a paper titled Hidden Portals in Earth's Magnetic Field, in which it explained that a scientist had discovered what the space agency refers to as X-points, or portals, where the magnetic field of the Earth connect to the sun. According to Jack Scudder, the lead physicist who discovered these portals, this phenomenon creates an uninterrupted connection to the sun's atmosphere 93 million miles away. When these solar flares occur, everything is much more sensitive and faster. The best thing to do is to be perfectly aligned with the positive and negative in our body so we can be a channel. That means to be meditating and discharging all this energy going toward the earth or the portal we're working with. DiStefano said, Earth typically experiences periods of heightened solar activity in 11-year cycles, and scientists are predicting a ramping up of solar activity in the coming years, including the next solar maximum, July 2025.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun.
Done.
Is this a cause for concern? If it goes straight to us, of course, it could create many problems with communications, the internet, and technology of the planet. Satellites could shut down, DiStefano said. I always want to say DiStefano, and I don't know why.
Do you know us?
Yes.
Stefano?
Yes, I do. That's why. Of course, we could be concerned about that, but I wouldn't be really worried. I would just get prepared for that in case. Like having food, all the normal things for when something happens when they should take care of. But I wouldn't really get worried about something terrible happening because this happens every 11 years. What else can we learn from these solar flares and the portals they open on Earth? These cycles that we are living, that the sun is living, is something that injects energy into the planet. The solar flares that will arrive in 2025 will be much stronger for us than the previous ones. So there will be a lot of new energy that could help us to build new philosophies, civilizations, technology. Many things could change if we know how to receive them, DiStefano said. Earth has had 82 solar flares so far in 2024 and more than a dozen rated R3 and higher, with the strongest one occurring May 14th, 2024.
Which we were recording that day.
Were we?
Yeah. Remember Missy came home and she's like, look at the...
Oh, yeah. Look at
the Northern Lights.
Yeah. We were recording that day.
So
Yeah.
did you feel a portal opening?
I was trying to open my wife's portal.
Oh, God.
And that didn't work.
No, no.
What about you guys? Did you guys feel anything?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. That's cool.
Other than, well, work life got really shitty after that.
Maybe that was
It was a shit
a
portal.
sign. It was a shit portal.
A portal potty.
A
Portal potty.
Oh, God.
I could actually see portal potty as being a portal potty.
Just
It makes a lot of
imagine?
sense.
Just constantly making deposits.
Just going into portal potty.
For some who practices alternative forms of spirituality, a total solar or lunar eclipse, like the one that traversed the United States on August 21st, 2017, and the one this year on April 8th, 2024, making a giant X across the country, may be seen as more than just an interesting phenomenon. It can be a sacred portal experience rich with meaning. Eclipses are powerful manifestation portals as they amplify our intentions to co-create with the universe. Through meditation, ritual, and mindful reflection, one can harness the energies of the eclipse to support your journey into self-discovery and evolution. While these types of portals may not transport you physically to another dimension, spiritualists believe timing of such events can leapfrog you into different timelines and realities. There are physical impacts on Earth during the time of an eclipse. During a solar eclipse, when the moon blocks more of the solar radiation from reaching the Earth, there are massive changes in the ionosphere's electrical conductivity. Those changes ripple out, affecting Earth's own electric and magnetic fields. Just as an FYI, the next partial lunar eclipse will be on September 17th and 18th, 2024, and will be visible in the Americas, Europe, and Africa. The eclipse will occur during the early hours of September 18th or late on September 17th, depending on your location. The best time to view the eclipse will be between 1:41 to 5:47 BST. What the hell is that?
Big super time.
Big super time on September 18th. Oh, and just to add, the full moon on September 18th will also be a harvest moon and super moon.
Woo! Yeah. So I just think this one's a little different in the sense that, we've been talking about portals, but they could come in different shapes and forms in the sense of physical transportation from one location to the other versus perhaps a spiritual portal, or it's more of a consciousness.
So maybe that's what all these portals are. Maybe we're looking at it as a more of a physical thing and not as our consciousness being transported somewhere. Yep. Okay. I could buy that.
So the next part might put some folks to sleep.
All right. So guys, hit pause grab some coffee, and
So we're going to talk about quantum tunneling and some more superstring theory.
quantum tunneling. That's kind of like what my penis does, I think. In physics, quantum tunneling, barrier penetration, or simply tunneling. Did you guys enjoy the way I said that?
Yeah.
Barrier penetration, or simply tunneling, is a quantum mechanical phenomenon in which an object such as an electron or atom passes through a potential energy barrier that, according to classical mechanics, should not be passable due to the object not having sufficient energy to pass or surmount the barrier. Kind of like my penis. Tunneling is a consequence of the wave nature of matter, where the quantum wave function describes the state of a particle or other physical system, and wave equations, such as the Schrödinger equation, describe their behavior. And if you haven't fallen asleep yet, science is studying and testing the theory of transporting matter through space-time.
Yes, that's the nutshell of that.
In short, extremely small particles, my penis, are connected with each other even if very long distances separate them, my penis.
I feel like I'm in school and like the professor's saying something and then like Frank's whispering in my ear, my penis. Every like 2 seconds. That's what it feels like right now.
Or you open the fortune cookies and you answer the fortune cookie with
in my bed.
In my bed.
Yeah.
Particles move through dense barriers effortlessly, as if barriers do not exist at all. Quantum tunneling is a phenomenon where a subatomic particle, my penis, or atom can be present on the opposite side of the physical obstacle that is normally impossible for the particles to infiltrate. My penis. This is as if a person is walking and reaching a 20-meter tall wall, extending a long way on both sides.
Not your penis.
Without a long enough ladder, it is impossible to reach the other side of the obstacle. However, in the case of quantum tunneling, the person could easily go through the obstacle without any physical repercussions.
Can walk through walls.
I would love to do that.
That'd be awesome.
Superstring theory, string theory in simple terms, reimagine what reality is made of. Instead of treating subatomic particles as the fundamental building blocks of matter, string theory says that everything is made of unbelievably tiny strings whose vibrations produce effects that we interpret as atoms, electrons, and quarks. In physics, string theory is a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. String theory describes how these strings propagate through space and interact with each other. On distant scales larger than the string scale, a string looks just like an ordinary particle with its mass, charge, and other properties determined by the vibrational state of the string. In string theory, one of the many vibrational states of the string corresponds to the graviton, a quantum mechanical particle that carries a gravitational force. String theory is a theory of quantum gravity.
And if that doesn't make sense to you, just watch season 11, chapter 13 of The Big Bang Theory, where Penny solves string theory.
Penny solves, you know what? That's awesome. Ever since mankind could count, we would have been fascinated with numbers. Everything from the patterns of repeating numbers and sequences to geometry to hypothetical math and infinity. But what do all these numbers mean? Many ancient and modern cultures hold math and numbers as sacred. Some languages such as Hebrew, Hindi, and Devanagari are based mathematical principles and numerical vibrations, meaning words and texts carry much more powerful than most others would think. Astrologically speaking, many people regard specific dates as portal dates. For example, a couple of weeks ago, the spiritual community was all buzzing with the Lion's Gate portal. The Lion's Gate portal is a 2-week period that occurs annually during Leo season and runs from late July to mid-August, with August 8th being the pinnacle. In 2024, the portal was open on July 28th and closed on August 12th. Some people refer to August 8th, 8/8, as the Lion's Gate portal itself, and it's also known as the Galactic New Year. This year was especially strong as 8/8/2024 in terms of numerology was 888, adding 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4.
For the year, yeah.
For the year. The Lionsgate portal is a cosmic alignment that occurs when the Earth, Sun, Sirius, and Orion align within the Leo constellation. This alignment is believed to create a powerful energy gateway that's associated with spiritual healing, manifestation, and transformation. Some say that the combined energies of Sirius and the Sun create a force field that opens a gateway to higher realms of awareness and enlightenment. Some say that the date is significant because the number 8 is associated with power. Also, the infinity symbol.
Did you know that?
I did know that.
Oh.
So it's associated with power, change, transformation, and associated with the symbol for infinity. Oh, I didn't even read that part. I just said that before that.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at you.
Wow. Portal days can be challenging with feelings of nervousness and restlessness that can lead people to stretch themselves thin. However, some say that the portal days can be time to rethink, develop, and grow, and that people can be rewarded with new insights that help them become more of who they are. Every year we have 12 repeating portal days, and they are all said to have their own significance. With the September 9th portal coming up, those in the spiritual community believe that on this day, the veil between dimensions thins, make it easier to connect with higher realms and access powerful energies. This portal act is a gateway propelling humanity towards personal transformation, manifestation, and spiritual wisdom. This portal is also known as the energy portal of abundance.
So yeah, again, this is more like spiritual type of portal.
Yeah. I think there's something to some of those things.
I think, and I know we have a few more sections left, but I just like how no matter if it's physical or spiritual, everyone keeps talking about energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that interesting. Like nobody says it's a cartoon hole in the ground and boop, there you go.
Well, I mean, that's what it's looked at, but I think when you really boil it down to what it is, I think it all has to do with energy, just because energy can't be created or destroyed, it just changes forms. So yeah, I think with these different portals, the energy needs to go somewhere, or else don't you think energy would just build up and just wreak havoc if it didn't move? And maybe this is more of a way to balance nature and balance our surroundings.
Like a pressure valve?
Yeah. Maybe that's when they're created, is when, the PSI on my balls get too high. And instead of the city coming and red tagging my balls, it just a portal opens up, aka my wife, and releases the pressure.
Maybe.
Yeah, you think that works?
Nah.
Okay, good.
Give it a try.
Oh, she keeps saying no. I've been red tagged more than once. Pyramids and Stargates. Pyramids and the Orion constellation theory. Proposed by the author Robert Bovai in his book, The Orion Mystery. This theory suggests that the pyramids were created as gateways to the stars. The pyramids align with the 4 cardinal directions and supposedly correlate with the 3 stars in Orion's belt. Some believe this alignment was intentional and symbolized a cosmic connection, and ancient Egyptian texts and myths often describe gods and pharaohs traveling between realms, sometimes using secret passages or portals. There's also much unexplained phenomenon around these pyramids and locations, including unusual energy fields or magnetic anomalies around the pyramids, and contribute to the portal theory. The concept of Stargates, popularized by the science fiction TV show Stargate, involves otherworldly doorways or portals that allow instantaneous travel between our universe and alternate realms. While most theories focus on space-based Stargates, some places on Earth have also been attributed with special transportive capabilities. Here are a few interesting points. Plasma physicist Jack Scudder discovered X points in the Earth's atmosphere, where intersecting magnetic fields between the Earth and Sun create portals. These portals release charged particles and are observable by NASA's Themis spacecraft. These X points resemble wormholes and may serve as temporary gateways to other dimensions or universes. In Absur, Egypt, the pyramid of Abu Ghurab, built in mid-25th century BCE, contains an ancient alabaster platform that some believe could be Stargate. According to legend, it allows communication with gods or other realms. Realms, not whelms.
Whelms?
Yeah, whelms. That was me.
Whelm.
Additionally, a wall carving at Abydos depicts what some consider a natural Stargate. There are claims that the military found a way to open such portals on demand using a mysterious black box-like device. While scientific evidence remains limited, the allure of Stargates continues to captivate our imaginations. What do you guys think of Stargates? Oh.
Oh, no, I was going to ask the same thing.
I think there's something to them.
What do you think these little black boxes? Do you think that's a thing or do you think it's a rumor?
I don't know. I'd have to give that more thought. But I definitely think that there is, I have zero evidence for what I'm about to say is more or less what I want to be real.
Sure.
I just think that the powers that be just have more stuff, knowledge, abilities that they tell. And I don't know how they can hide it from the mass populace other than dumbing us down, which, I mean, if you guys kind of look around, we're all pretty fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is
Speak
possible.
for yourself.
Oh, I am. I said we. I included me and we. So, yeah, I think there's something there, and I want it to be real so much.
Yeah, same.
You guys?
Do you think anything at Egypt has...
I'm still trying to soak up this information. It's definitely like this is all like different. The information is new for me, so I'm like trying to soak it up. But like I can see the Egyptian thing because there's a lot of like conspiracies with anything with Egypt. I feel like, and yeah, I'm still mind processing it.
Do you think if the pyramids were conductors of energy, that I feel like we talked about this with
No, we did with
Karen and Dave.
Karen and Dave.
But would said Stargate portal be within the pyramid, or would it be within the space of the three?
I don't know. I envision it like on the tip of the pyramid,
like a beacon or a antenna.
Yeah, I would say that it was somewhere within the Great Pyramid,
like physically in it.
Yeah,
or underground.
Or yes, I would think that there would be some sort of room that wouldn't be. I mean, I'm going off of science fiction. It would be like that portal opening, but like taking the three pyramids as superconductor factories, I don't know, generators to harness all the energy needed to open up a doorway, a portal, and being able to walk through it. So I think that's where that doorway would open. Just, my imagination gets the best of me.
I just love how a lot of theories go back to the pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah, there was something in, Dolores Cannon put out, 30 books, I don't know how many, but in one or two of her books where she was doing past life regression and hypnosis therapy, that there were several patients who had mentioned that there was some sort of elevated meditational portal, like there was something about if you divided the pyramid shape into three slices, somewhere in that there was like the pinnacle, the apex, strongest point within that pyramid that would harness the most energy and allow for whatever transcendence, meditation, portal, whatever type of experience.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So wells and tunnels. Ever since mankind has been building and abandoning some of their creations like wells and tunnels, folks have found reasons to dub these locations portals, often associated with evil and demonic associations. And how many times have you heard the portal to hell, or the devil's portal, or the gates of hell? But are they really? Stuff like the Alaskan Hotel, Bobby Mackey's, Eastern State Penitentiary, Mansfield Reformatory, Gaiman Gate, Darvaza Gas Crater, Seven Gates of Hell, Cape Matapan Caves, and the list goes on and on and on and on.
And on and on.
Do you think there's any merit to that, or is it just spooky stories?
Yeah, I think those are just more spooky stories. I definitely think that places like Eastern State Penitentiary and Mansfield Reformatory all are these big famous penitentiaries and jails where all that negative energy could be construed as a portal to hell. But I think that's just more of just what went on there and the energy that was left over afterwards. Some of these other places, there could be something going on there, but whether or not they're a portal to hell, a gate to hell, I just think it's just more the creepy vibe that they put off.
But it's interesting just how obsessed with the idea of portals people are.
Oh, I agree. So mirrors, open windows, and Ouija boards. Have you ever used or been scared to use a Ouija board or a scrying mirror? What about a regular bathroom mirror? Do you avoid looking into the mirror at night or without a light on? Why do people cover mirrors after someone's had died? That's That's actually in the Jewish faith.
Mm-hmm.
Why do some say it is dangerous to sleep with a mirror facing your bed? I do every single night.
Do you have a mirror that faces your bed?
Mm-hmm.
I technically do because our closets are mirrors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problems with that.
Do you avoid looking at mirrors in the dark?
No.
Like if you're
I do.
No.
like
It's a
avoid
paranoia thing.
No, I actually,
stare down?
yeah, sometimes like
I look in the corner of the mirror.
like after I pee, I will close and the door's closed. I will turn off the light, just stare at myself in the dark in the mirror just to see if anything happens.
And then you just scream at yourself because your reflection's so scary.
No, that's why I can stare at myself for so long because I'm in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah, see? In the spiritual world, one spirits see an open window as an open invitation, which makes it easy to float right in, and the mirror looks like a means to keep moving through. Beings use mirrors as doorways and can let themselves in and out. Mirrors and windows are portals in the sense so that spirits can move through different dimensions. What about black mirrors? A black mirror, also known as a scrying mirror, is a reflective surface that is used to induce a trance-like state in the practitioner, allowing them to perceive visions, images, or information from the spiritual or astral realm. The black color of the mirror is believed to enhance the mirror's ability to reflect the practitioner's own subconscious and intuitive insights, rather than being distracted by external visual stimuli. The dark surface acts as a focal point, allowing the practitioner to gaze into it and enter a meditative state more easily. Practitioners use black mirrors to seek guidance, gain insight into the future, communicate with spirits or deities, or simply to explore the realms of the subconscious. The reflective surface is thought to act as a portal or window into the unseen world, enabling the practitioner to receive intuitive messages, symbolic visions, or prophetic information. Entities have been said to also be able to travel through these devices and therefore seen by some to be dangerous if not handled properly.
So I find that interesting in the sense that black mirrors can also absorb your emotions and reflect them back to you. But one point that I find interesting is all of our TVs, all of our cell phones are in a sense black mirrors. When they're not lit up and glowing.
Yeah.
You
That's
constantly have a black mirror facing you. So if you don't have a mirror facing your bed, but you got a TV facing your bed, it's the same thing.
I also avoid looking at the reflection in a turned off
In a TV?
Yes, to be honest.
You guys are so silly.
But then how can you ever prove that spirits are real? Like you got to look.
I know. So you're
It's one of again, I want to see it, but then I freak myself out. I don't know what I'm doing.
it's the self-fulfilled prophecy that you're creating. You're never going to be able to see it because you never put yourself in a position to see them.
I feel like next time we all go out, you guys are going to be challenging me. And
I'll bring my black mirror.
oh God,
I'm just going to throw you downstairs.
no! I already fell down the stairs once. I don't want to do it again.
And then she'll be like,
When it comes to Ouija boards, modern consensus agrees with religious orders. By performing this conjuring activity, you're opening doors and portals to places you don't know and can't control. According to Father Basil Cole, a Dominican Catholic priest in Detroit, Michigan, consulting a Ouija board is obviously an act of superstition, and the Ouija board is in fact a portal, an opening to receiving diabolical distortions. False ideas that somehow this board can tell you what the future is or tell you something about yourself. The so-called messages from the board prime participants to being open to receiving more dark inspirations from the evil one. Father Vincent Lampert, an exorcist of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis, said while many turn to a Ouija board because they think it's kind of harmless, they don't really understand what they're putting themselves up against. I call poppycock.
you don't think Ouija boards open portals?
No, I don't think that only the diabolical and the enemy, as these Catholic priests.
They got to say that.
I know they got to, but I don't think that that's the only. Is it possible to have negative things come through or negative? Yes. Is it solely negative? No, I don't think so.
Well, it kind of goes back to like times of old. If you don't understand it, it's automatically evil.
Right.
Right. So modern or majority of people think that they're bad because somebody told them it was bad or somebody had a bad experience, but nobody's been taught how to properly use.
Yeah, I just believe with like it's more whatever energy you put into it. If you have or your intention. So if you have like a bad intention or negative energy, that's going to come right out when you use the board.
Yeah.
And if you have a positive or a good intention, good things come out of the board.
Would you use one?
No.
Even if you had sunshine and lollipop intentions?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't use it. I would be like observing other people use it, but I don't know if I would personally use it. Maybe after I observe other people in person doing it, then I would do it, but
Okay, seriously, you're like the one person, or not one, there's many people like this. They're like, you know what, ghosts aren't real. Well, have you ever been ghost hunting? No. Okay, well, you know what, you don't have a frame of reference to say yes or no. Like you haven't like put yourself in a position to say yes or no.
But what does that have to do with me not wanting to do it?
Because you're saying, oh, I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know. Well, if you don't do it.
I didn't say I didn't know if it was real. I said, I feel like it depends on your intent on this.
So why not use it and see if you're...
It's not like I don't believe in it. It's like I'm afraid of it.
Well,
that's what it is. I never said I didn't believe in it. I just
being afraid.
That's why if I watch other people do it, then I feel more comfortable doing it myself.
Stop being afraid.
No.
I still have teeth.
It's just always easier for me to observe somebody first before I do something. It puts that fear out of it for me.
I'm going to kick you off the podcast.
You say that every single time.
I know.
And you still let me return.
I know. It's because I need your stupidity to make me sound smart.
You do that all by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I make everyone that listens to this show so much smarter.
Yes, pretty much. That's why people listen to this, because they feel smarter.
That's good. So,
SMRT.
He totally misspelled Frank.
Yeah.
When rituals and seances often feature in folklore, spiritual practices, and fictional stories, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that they can open actual portals to other dimensions or realms. These concepts are more rooted in cultural beliefs, mysticism, and imagination rather than empirical physics. All religions practice ritual. The Catholic Church believes that during communion or the Eucharist, the bread and wine that a priest blesses become the body, blood, and soul and divinity of Jesus Christ. This is known as transubstantiation and is a central part of the Catholic faith. Are they opening portals to higher dimensions, do you guys think?
I think so. And I think they know it and they believe it. But they're not going to use those terms. They're going to say, this is our ritual, this is protocol, this is how you do it. But it's still a repeatable practice over and over.
Okay. Yeah, I think, again, for me, it all goes back to intent, like using the Ouija board. It's whatever your intent is. So I think on some levels it does change. There have been some recorded miracles of the wine actually turning into blood.
Gross.
Yeah. But there have been many that the Eucharist and the blood or the wine turned into like.
This is a side note, but if the bread turns into the body, but Catholics condone cannibalism, I'm really confused.
Yeah, you and me both.
If you're drinking human blood and flesh.
Well, let's take it. Let's go another route now. That Christianity does not want you to do blood sacrifices; those are evil. But God made Himself into man to blood sacrifice Himself to Himself for the forgiveness of sins of all humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
riddle me that, Batman.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great way to end this episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I hope you guys enjoy. I know it was a long one, so if you guys stuck through it, thank you.
Yeah, it was.
You guys let us know what you think of portals, and are they openings from one vagina to another?
Mm-hmm. One butthole to another?
One butthole to another? Or what are some of your favorite portals? And their names.
Portholes.
Portholes. So, any parting words here, ladies?
I just wish they were real. I don't know if I believe.
Yeah.
But thanks for sticking through it with us.
Yeah. Well.
See you on the other side of the portal.
See you on the other side of this portal. Again, my name is Frank.
My name's Bree.
And this is Lynette.
Thanks for listening to Fringe
Beyond Limits.